So as you can see, this is Cloud9. It's an integrated development environment with there are instructions to use the lab in here somewhere. So, but yeah, we will end up with a Java app, which there isn't at the moment. We've just got some JSON. But yeah, so we can write, run, debug code in Cloud9. The environment can be shared with multiple collaborators to work on the same project at the same time.
Says JSON.
JSON. Cloud9 environments are backed either by an EC2 instance or by any SSH connected machine with Python installed and included in the machines outside of AWS. The IDE includes an integrated terminal connected to the machine that backs the Cloud9 environment. Cloud9 will automatically put the EC2 instance to sleep after a period of inactivity to save you the cost of running the instance when you're not using Cloud9. There is no additional cost of using Cloud9 beyond the cost of the instance. So, environment. The left panel shows the file tree, so this is our environment rather than the code. Yes, or don't know. Editor is the upper panel. Open tabs editing files. Displays a welcome page. Terminal lets us run commands. Default layout is only a suggestion. You can fully configure the layout. For example, you can add, remove, resize, split panels, open files in the lower pane, and open terminals in the upper panel. There's also a hidden pane on the right. Be opened by clicking on Collaborate. That one. No. The upper menu view. Syntax. Okay, cool. Got all those open. So yeah, we don't need the debugger and stuff at the moment. We've got Collaborate tab. Where's the Collaborate tab? Share. Explorer, source control, log. I feel like I'm missing something. There should be a... Go. I'm not seeing it. Where's this thing? A hidden pane on the right that can be opened by clicking on any of the Collaborate, Outline, Resource or Debugger tabs. Collaborate tab shows members of the Cloud9 environment. I guess that. The whole menu. Oh yeah, there's debugger. So it's actually the whole panel. Oh yeah, there we go. Collaborate. Cool. Alright, yeah. Right, in the upper menu, do view, syntax. What syntax does it want? That'll just show me 100 languages supported. said Java, let's just pick it anyway. Navigate to View, Themes, UI Themes. Xcode, why? Yeah, Monakai, that's the one you want. Double click the README, it's already open. So this shows us the docs. Select the environment tab in the left. Close the welcome and the README tab. Okay, that was it. Just a tour of the IDE. So right, X-Ray. X-Ray is a service from Amazon that enables developers to analyze and debug production applications. It's particularly well suited to distribution systems and microservices. In this lab, we're going to install tools that will trace a Java application using Java 11, Maven, and X-Ray. Make sure that you're in the Cloud9 IDE. The bottom window, you'll find a terminal. Okay, you want to run. Yes, you can see my clipboard. Yeah. So that goes into the environment. We need to install Java, so that'll do its thing. And we're going to configure the shell to use Java. Let's do that as well. Adding the lines will change the version from Java to Java 11. So we can check that it worked by just doing Java version. Java 11 is selected. Enter. So now we install Maven. No, that's version again. Copy. So Maven gives us our Java dependency manager. Still good. Cool, that's done. Cool, so now we can check Maven installed. So, Maven tag W, V even. Java home is not defined correctly, okay. Check it did the right thing. Let's check it put the home directory in the right place. Oh no, I can't now. So that happens. Let's do that again. Definitely set. Weird. Alright, well the thing looks totally different to what I'm supposed to see, so let's just see if it works. Let's copy the code here. So this will install the daemon for X-ray. Should be. Job home is not defined correctly. It is. It is. What the fuck? Stupid thing. Right, well anyway, let's ignore Maven. Hopefully it doesn't mess up the rest of the lab. Right, yeah, so Maven does dependency and libraries. It will pull down those and install them for us. It's required for most applications to work. In a normal Java application, you have to add libraries, but a Maven-based application will help you to automate the process. So we need to clone an example app. In the left bar, expand X-ray. X-ray, there we go. Inside the dependency element, add the following dependency. So go into the Palm, we're going to copy that. And this is for Dynamo. We also want dependency for X-ray. So we need a. You can find the AWS X-ray dependency here in the file. After this, you can paste the dependency. Okay. Saved it in this. Okay, yeah, that's what I do. Now go to the app. So we'll be initiating a DynamoDB client, configuring segments within the app to send traces. So we expand. That's already expanded. R contains two APIs. One is request mapping to post. This will insert into the table. The other one is a request mapping get to fetch data from table. You can find the initiate. Can't find that yet, so we want. So, oh, okay, so there should be, yeah. Initiate the client, add the following line of code, so we need to add it there. Put it above the line, yeah, you have to, because it invokes client. Client will always be required to use a particular service in SDK. This In the same file, you'll add and begin the segment here. So you need to drop that there. And we have to add a segment. So segment, okay, there we go. So we create a segment, we're using AWS beginner segment, give it some phrase so it knows that you're inserting data. If it fails, then we'll add an exception. And then finally, once it's done, it will end the segment. This will stop tracing the post method. You should add a separate segment for each method among the requests that you have. So we then repeat that for the rest of them. So we need to, for fetching, create a new segment, add an exception, and clean up the segment. So now if we navigate back to the terminal, make sure you're in the default directory. Go into X-ray app. It's not working. Right, fantastic. How do we fix this? Let's
Fix it says.
Hi, what are we making?
nothing. Basically running through a lab that's supposed to teach me about Amazon X-ray, but the lab gets you to configure Maven as a package, like a dependency manager, but it didn't install properly given the commands it gave me, so we're currently trying to diagnose why Maven didn't install, because the lab never bothered to actually test the code.
Oh, so debugging the lab lol.
Yeah, fun times. So let me... We installed Java, right? The Java home directory set. Definitely have a Java home. Let's just try the bash profile again. Definitely got Java home. Got a few times. Java version. That puts us back on 17. That's not what I wanted. What?
Did you finish the traffic violations / crazy parking project?
No, not yet. I converted parts of it to use microservices, and then I lost interest in it, so I need to revive it at some point. Now we're getting SSL timeouts. Please, let's just new terminal.
Ah, And time limits on this, I assume.
Yeah, I've got until May to do my exam, so this kind of took over. Using 11 again. Right, please install Maven properly.
Love to rise in the summer morning.
That's better. Right, that's what we should have had. Right, so let's go back to the app. Try to build the package. Where am we at? The X-ray app. There we go. Right, so now we're downloading the dependencies. Should build the app. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen Cloud9 before, but it's quite cool. I do like having an IDE that you could use in the cloud. I don't really see the point because, I mean, I use a lot of IntelliJ or like the JetBrains stuff. So if I've spent like £100 on that, I know I'm going to be using that over Cloud9, which will cost me even more. Yeah, I can see if you didn't have an IDE at all, it would be quite good. But yeah, I do want to resurrect that project because I'd love to get it actually hosted somewhere and usable, because for me it was just me running around with like my phone sort of tinkering with it, but it'd be quite cool to see people actually being able to use it. And also the AI, like the computer imaging that I put into it, only really works for the UK because I trained it on UK number plates, so I'd have to get another like set of classifiers for other like regions that would get different number plates. What else? Other than like the laws as well, would be totally different based on region. So like types of offences that you would capture would be totally different based on where you're actually located. We could actually train it to look for. So like in the UK you get these double yellow lines which indicate that you can't park in a location. But we could train the model so it does not only car detection and license plate detection.
Lots of region specifics.
Yeah, and you could get it to detect if there are lines present and then try to infer what offences have been committed, which would fully automate it. You wouldn't need to like select it from a list. And then I sell it to loads of councils and get filthily rich. Maybe one day.
Hee hee.
They were telling, like, I was speaking to some councillors, and they said to put cameras there, it's like prohibitively expensive because it costs a fortune to put the actual hardware there, and it's generally owned by like some company who've got all the rights to the detection software, and then that costs you an actual fortune as well. So once it gets privatized, they like really just rinse the councils and basically the people that live in that area for the benefit of being able to catch people. Yeah. It'd be nice to give an open source version. We've got spring launching. It's running tests now, so there we go. Right, it's built. So that's the application. We've downloaded all the resources we need to build the application and use it properly. Let's run a load of tests, so the tests work. Now we need to do whatever the lab says. So go to the left sidebar, go to environment, click on open a terminal here. What are we doing? So I want to do X-ray US West 2. This initiates the X-ray daemon, starting a web server. In the previous window, start the application. So Java jar target X-ray app. So there's the app running. The code is running at this location. Got a sweet error message. We need to do post so it does the right method. And there we go. So we get some data. This has successfully inserted data into DynamoDB into the table named employee details. You can check the items you've inserted in the terminal below. Oh yeah, there you go. You can use the temporary link wherever your code is running. You cannot use localhost in your browser as the application is hosted in the virtual environment. You can use curl localhost 8080 post to trigger the application from the internet. If you see an error when visiting the link, it may be because you're running Cloud9 in an incognito private browser tab. Again, append the URL but use get instead of post and paste it into the new tab. I insert another 2, and then get fetches it. Once you've successfully fetched the data from the DynamoDB table, you can check the output in the terminal window. So it's just spitting out loads of records that are repeated. In the daemon tool terminal, you should see the output as sending the segments. So the segments that we're creating when we're posting and getting is being sent to the back end of X-ray. Cool. So we've triggered X-ray. We can actually see the results. Yeah, we are. Cool. So let's go back to AWS console. We want CloudWatch. And we should have X-ray traces. So in traces, we've got 3 received. There they are. So we can see the traces. Click on any trace. There we get it. So a client, me, ran the fetching data, and then it's inserted data into the DynamoDB table. That's cool. Show the latencies, and the status is actually okay. You can also select the raw data in the upper right corner to see all the methods called in a particular segment. Oh, this is sick. So this gives you the CloudWatch like metrics for that configuration item, or like whatever the thing is. Raw data in the upper right, so we should have raw data, there we go. Okay. So you can actually see the result, like the post that they record. So this. Cool. Alright, so I've got a validation check. So, did I create an X-ray trace? I did. These validations aren't really relevant when you're streaming it. That was it. So yeah, it's just a quick overview showing you Cloud9 and how the app